Hey y'all, and welcome back. It is a Wednesday, but we're gonna plan our week, I guess. So since it is January, we have to do a lot of things that are a little more than I do like every other month. But January is always the one that's the busiest when it comes to like planning things, organizing things, stuff like that. Today, I've got quite a list to get done. I've got to organize our taxes. I have to organize all of our stuff into our safe because right now on the other side of my bed, I've literally got like a pile about this big of stuff that has to be put into our safe that's just like kind of thrown everywhere, like bills and stuff. So I have to put those up because I kind of keep it organized. And basically every single year in January, I compile all our stuff into like year folders so we can keep up with the years instead of it just being like this big, huge mess. It's something that's just a little extra step, but it does help a lot when tax season comes around, or if you ever have to like revert back and like look at 2022 or something like that taxes. So I have to do our taxes today. Like that's got to get done. I've already done some of it. But I do need to start keeping up with that more. I also every single week meal prep for us or meal plan because it just helps with like what we're gonna buy at the grocery store, and it helps honestly with saving money because we realize what we need and what we don't need, and we've become a meal household instead of like a ingredient household. Or am I thinking about that wrong? As you can tell, this was the meal plan for New Year's week. It's just been kind of, we haven't updated it because it's just been really busy. We haven't had time to meal plan, but I do have to get to this today. And then of course I have my planner, which I also like plan my weeks on. Right now I'm having to plan for, I have my brother has his honeydew shower coming up and my brother's wedding's coming up. So I have the bachelor trip, it's joint. I have to like order a whole bunch of decorations for that. So I need to do that today as well. Like there's a lot of things that just have to get done today that I haven't been keeping up with enough that I really need to get to. We're gonna start with meal planning. What I do when I start meal planning is I go to Pinterest because I'm a Pinterest obsessed person, and I go on Pinterest and I find a whole bunch of ideas. Sometimes TikTok, my husband will send me some like recipes on TikTok that he likes and we'll try those out. But basically I always check my freezer. Right now I just checked my freezer, so I already know what I have in there. I have 2 packs of chicken breast, a pork loin, pork chops, and I have bacon, and that's the only meat we have in there right now. So I'm basically gonna plan around that so I can go ahead and use that up. And if there's anything else that I want to use, I'll add on the list because I need to go to Aldi tomorrow anyway. And I love buying my stuff from Aldi because Aldi is so much cheaper than anywhere else, and their meat is just, you can't beat it. On Wednesday, we have jambalaya. So I'll do jambalaya and I'll probably do some like green beans or something when that's usually what we do. Tomorrow I have to go to a doctor's appointment, so I'm gonna be running errands all day. So I'm not gonna wanna cook a whole lot. So I've gotta figure out what I can cook that's like super easy and quick. We have some chicken fries in there, so I'm probably gonna end up doing chicken fries and mac and cheese tomorrow just because I don't have a lot of time to cook. I don't know what time I'm gonna get back tomorrow. Friday and Saturday, normally I will leave Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday blank because we are always so busy on the weekends. So I know for a fact Saturday we have to go to a Mardi Gras party, meaning like it's late, it's very late. We are not gonna be cooking dinner that night. We'll probably just eat something very simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and like what I do normally is I'll do like a little strike like this because that just means that we're either busy or we're not gonna be home or something. So I know Saturday, no. Friday, probably the same thing because we do have another party. I don't know if we're going to it or not, but if we don't, we'll just do something like fend for yourself kind of night where we just like literally will eat whatever we're feeling for the day. That's just kind of, you know. Sunday, I'm probably gonna be sitting at home all day, so I'm gonna do a crock pot meal because I like to do my crock pot meals, but I don't like leaving the house when I have my crock pot going. And if you've ever used a crock pot, it literally takes like all day to cook. So Sunday, I'm not leaving the house. So I'm gonna do like my pork loin probably that night. Here is our week for now. Ingredients, I need to write it down. So I've got my little notes thing, and what I like, both of these, by the way, I got both of these at Walmart in like the clearance section. They have these little magnetic things on the back so they stick to the fridge, but you can buy them and just put magnets on them. Anyway, so this is our grocery list for the week, I guess. I'm gonna write ground meat. Okay, so there is that for now. Okay, so I ended up on the chicken and potatoes because we really like doing these. We have this, and then we have pork chops in the air fryer. I need to figure out what side we're gonna do with that. Here is our meal prep for the week, or the meal plan for the week, and I will pick most of this up tomorrow. here is our stack of bills that we have to file. And then here is all of my receipts that I've used this year. Some of them are gonna be tax worthy and some of them aren't. This is my one for taxes, and this is just like regular receipts that I can probably just throw away. But I need to go through these and kind of organize them so when I go to my accountant, I can just be like, here, and not have to worry about it this year. First things first, we're going to organize it into piles and see what we need. Okay, I've organized all of the bills and the paperwork and stuff. Now I'm on to the taxes. This is a mess, by the way. Basically, I'll write what it was for. I'll highlight the date and then I'll highlight the amount just so it's just easier to keep up with. It's not necessary, but I do that anyway. So I've got to go through and make sure that this is all highlighted and see what of this needs to be added and what of this needs to be taken away and thrown away. Honestly, it is so satisfying to see the receipts, things like this, and just completely empty, start of a new year. It's kind of fun, honestly. But it's also kind of dreary because that means that I have to file taxes. Since I'm self-employed, I have to keep up with like all of my taxes and like all of my stuff, and it's just a whole lot. But I have a system that works for me. So if you are into content creation or you're about to get into content creation or something like that, or if you just need a new method for organizing your taxes, this might be something you want to think about trying. Basically, I use Google Sheets and I just kind of like organize all of my stuff that way. I do most of this on my laptop. Anytime that I do a collab or a brand deal or anything at all, I save every contract, every like invoice, everything they send me, I save on my computer. So I save it in a file under 2024 taxes this year, and at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, usually in January, I go through and I literally download every contract, every receipt, every W4, whatever the hell it is. I don't even remember the name of the form she filled out, but I literally save every single one of them and then I print it out. So I already have my file. I'll bring this to my accountant and like give her the file of everything. So for instance, information here. So this was a collab that I did in January of last year. I have every single item slash deliverable that I had. So like every post that I made, I have the post, the link, the cost, and then I printed the contract out and just stapled it to it. So when I give it to my accountant, she can like see all of it together. My daughter is having a tantrum right now, but that is her dad's problem. It's really hard working at home because Adley she wants to be in here with me. She can't stand me being in here doing stuff, but like I've got to have time to get stuff done, obviously. I also will end up getting my 1099s. I think that's what it is. My 1099s from Amazon, TikTok, and I think TikTok, this is my first year doing TikTok shop, so I don't know if it sends it with TikTok or not because I am in the creator program for TikTok, so I do get a 1099 from them or W2. Which one is it? Anyway, I do get something from them, and sometimes I have to go online and download it, and then other times they send it to my address, so I have no clue what it's going to be this year. I've definitely got to try to print these out, but I don't know if I have enough ink in my printer. Anyway, let's move on, and I'm going to show you how, because I also have to print out the collabs that I did and like things that people sent me. And I keep up with every single thing that is ever sent to me. I find out how much it was, I total it up, I add a link to the products. Like it takes a long time, and I do it every single month just so I can keep up with everything. That also includes like if I do a collab, like I did a collab with Dove this year and I wrote down every single thing that they had sent me, and then I did one with Febreze, did the same thing. I keep up with all of it. So if, let's say amount, this is all hypothetical, by the way, this is not real. Let's say I get paid an amount of $2,000 for, what's a brand? I don't know. Coffee Brew, it's a random name. I'll add TikTok video and then date January. And then for the product, I'll say 12 pack cold brew vanilla syrup. And then I'll find the prices of that. For the total cost, I say $30 and agreement TikTok post. Something like that. And that's kind of how I do it. Basically, that's how I keep up with it. And I have like it all organized like this. So when I get down to the end, I do a roundup. I have a roundup right here, and it kind of just keeps up with everything of the month. I don't have to do this necessarily, but it helps me kind of keep up with it and like see organizing my goals for the next month basically. And then each month I do the month total. So I add all of the money that I've gotten into my bank account total. I don't add up the PR or products or anything. It's just how much I've made personally for that month. At the end of the year, I total it all up, and I total each column up just so I can have like an idea of everything that I've had. I've been talking forever. So let me print this stuff out because it needs to get printed. If I have enough ink. I probably don't have enough ink. I really hate Apple for not making a USB port on these freaking laptops. Okay, so I'm not going to be printing anything out after all because this is how much ink I have left. It literally printed blank pages, so I'm not going to be printing anything today. I've got to go to Walmart and get ink, and I'll have to do that tomorrow. That's the last thing I have to do today, and I can't get it done. I've been in here about 2.5, maybe even 3 hours at this point doing all this, but I think we have got the month squared away, the year, last year squared away, whatever. I just hope this year is a little more productive than last year. I was very productive last year, but you know, always looking up, always wanting to go up, always bigger goals. So I think it's over. I think we are done. I think I have done as much as I can because I have no ink. And that will take another hour to print all of that out because there's quite a lot of contracts and stuff that I've got to print out. But besides that, I think everything else has been organized. I feel much cleaner now. I feel like my desk is finally, I'm looking at it, it's still messy, but I feel like it's finally cleared away a little bit. But also, if y'all like these kind of videos, let me know because I do something like this just about every single month because I try to stay on top of it so I don't have to do it all at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. It's about 1:30 and my daughter needs to go down for a nap, so I've got to go. So I think that is it for this video, and I will see you guys later.